Hey Diego, what's going on? It's Sean here, and it's been a couple weeks since I've done a market recap. I'm out here in Arizona. Today's my last day. I've been here for 2 weeks, doing a lot of jump training and stuff, so I really haven't had much time to do anything other than 12 hours of jumping a day. But I have followed the market in any events, and I figured I'd give you a little bit of a review here. So without any further ado, let's start out with the S&P 500. As you know, the last time we spoke about the S&P, it was up in this range here, holding up quite well, even though NASDAQ has been in a shitter. But what happened on Friday is we had this big reversal day. On this day right here, pretty pronounced reversal day. Went to new highs and then closed low, opened higher, new highs, and then went lower, and that was the danger sign for the market. And you know what? I'm sorry, that was a week and a half ago. Geez, time really goes by here when I'm out here. But I remember it was a Friday, and the market opened up in here, and then it got crushed. And then last week it just followed through to the downside, and here we are, the start of a new week. And below this range, which right now is our resistance, our weekly resistance, and support would be right around this trend line right now. So we're kind of on a longer term scale, you know, this is definitely not a good development if you're looking for new highs and whatnot. So again, I'm sort of anticipating potential for continued weakness on this longer term weekly standpoint, but things can change, and they'll develop on the tactical level. So right now support is around, this is in the SPY, roughly this trend line, and resistance is the bottom of this range where it's right about right now. So another interesting fact is the green bars, which means you're definitely in an uptrend. Last week was the first week we did not have a green bar since the January down move in the index. So again, I anticipate us to get a little more continued selling in here. Maybe not, you know, the next couple of days. We might kind of have an inside week like this, and then maybe get another move down. But we'll see. I'm not going to make any long-term calls right now. So as you know, here's the NASDAQ on the weekly basis, and this is really already broken this downtrend, uptrend rather, already, and that's not a good sign here going forward. So I anticipate some sort of support here. This is in the Qs, these February lows. So we'll see if there's some sort of support here, and we'll see. I mean, again, we saw that head and shoulders in the daily chart of the Qs a while back, and here we might get this a potential head and shoulders in the weekly, which would be not good if that does develop. So here would be the shoulder, here would be a head, then there might be a bounce here, and that would be your right shoulder, and then it would, if it breaks there, we're talking another probably pretty good substantial down move in the market if that develops. But we'll see. Again, I'm not going to get ahead of ourselves here. On a good front, and this is the Qs on a daily. You know, we basically had, you know, here was our head and shoulders on the daily, which broke, and we definitely met the down move on that already. But we just what we keep getting is lower lows, here, lower lows, and lower highs, which tells us we continue to be in this downtrend, and until we really get a substantial bounce and break some of these downtrends, that's the way it is right now. We're in a market that wants to continue to go lower. We've had a few, at least on the tactical level, we had a few of these little blue bars, which mean, you know, things are a little bit oversold at that point, and sure as shit, the market did rally off these. But then again, once that oversold condition was alleviated, it went right back and made new lows. Right, here's another one. It actually bounced for a day or so, and then once we got out of this oversold condition, boom, they hit it again. And but what I do have here now is another we have another sort of oversold bar right in, right in here. So we'll see if we can try for another bounce. But again, I don't see anything that looks compelling to me. When I get these kind of conditions, what I like to do then is run a scan of the market and try to look for stocks that are looking to buck the trend, if you will, and make new highs. I mean, that was what my MXRS strategy is all about. But right now, when I have this market extreme and I don't have any relative strength buys, well, guess what? That tells me that more than likely this market is not ready to turn in any meaningful manner. We might get another day or two oversold bounce, but then what usually ends up happening is just continued lower lows, lower highs, and we'll see where that goes. Again, we'll play it by ear. Things can change on a dime, and all of a sudden we're back in rally mode. But right now, I don't really see much that gets me too excited on the buy side. Again, here we are again at this is a McClellan oscillator. We're in these an oversold area or oversold area in the VIX. So we'll see how it happens. Again, here that was the Nasdaq. This is the S&P. Same thing here. We continue lower. We broke that. We broke this range right in here, and right now, right here is the level that was broken, and that's right now. This is going to be sort of a resistance area, if you will. We'll see tomorrow if they can try to get above it. They can break above this again, and then if what would be decent on the bullish case, we can break above this level and sort of then consolidate in here, maybe get some couple days and staying above there, stop the lower lows, and then make a little bit of a high in here, and then break that high, and that would sort of establish a new support, and then potential for going back up. But right now, again, I don't see anything that really leads me to believe we're at a real bullish point. One thing I want to also state, though, I'm not so bearish necessarily, because there is money rotating, and then where's the money rotating into is in some ways, though, it's in the defensive names like utilities, which I've been sort of talking about here for quite some time, and they just continue to go up. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I was calling it right back in here, and it just keeps going higher. And that's where the money is right now. And until things change, so they want to go back into high beta tech, this is where it is. Stocks that I'm in is Southern. Here's a daily chart of Southern Energy. It continues to go higher. DTE, as you know, has been a favorite of mine. I'm a little bit lighter in this, but I sold most of a big chunk of it up in here. But it'll probably continue higher, because every time I sell it, it just keeps going up. AEP, that was a favorite from way back. Again, I'm in a small light position in here as well, but it continues to do well, continues to go up. ETR, I reestablished a position a couple weeks ago, and look at that thing, man. That thing just hadn't been such a good mover in here. It kind of bounced, but then I had this big down move, but then it really caught up in here. So that's looking good. Another stock I'm in is ATO. This thing is probably the best of the bunch. This thing's at all-time highs here, and looks like it's continuing higher. Another one that looks ready to go, go forward here is EIX. Had a great move in here. If you look at it on the daily, it's kind of consolidating in here, and then it looks like it wants to potentially break up with here for a new high. So these are the stocks that are doing well, and I continue to be involved in, and that's about it, really. On my next couple minutes, I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to do a part 2 with some of your favorites that hopefully you're not too overly invested in, like Apple and Facebook, which have really gotten crushed. But we'll go over some levels in those here in the next video. All right, I'll see you in a little bit.